All right, Seattle Seahawks looking to get back on track this week. And hey, they're a good team that's just kind of getting overlooked in the NFC. You know, the Lions, the 49ers, the whole thing. And if you're new to the channel, that's what we're all about here. We dive into teams that get overlooked by the national media, Seahawks being one of those teams. We're Detroit Lions fans, so we're kind of on the other end of the spectrum. We're really getting a lot of attention because we've been so bad for so long, and rightfully so, getting a lot of attention. That's good. But remember, the Seahawks beat the Lions, and the Seahawks are going to have an opportunity to really show how good they are. They hit the 49ers in a couple weeks, got them a couple times. So there's going to be opportunity to show if they're good or not. But they've added a couple key players going into the Cardinals game. So we're going to look at who they added, and then we're going to look at the upcoming schedule. And really, you'll see that the Seahawks are in great position to win the NFC West and get a top seed, top 1 or 2 seed in the NFC playoffs. I really believe that. So we'll take a look at that right now. So who did they add? So they add hold on, here it is. Wide receiver Cody Thompson. Now Cody Thompson originally made the 53-man roster, but then he was released and then he's gone back and forth. So they're adding a guy to their 53-man roster, and then they're also adding Cody White and Greg Elan to the practice squad because there was an injury to Kobe Bryant, and then they're going to release Holton Ahlers. So what does this mean? Right. These are kind of some fringe moves, but here's the big deal about it. You're going to, as a Seahawks fan, you're getting this team primed and ready because this is it, right? You're in a fine position. And this is just coming from a Detroit Lions fan's perspective where you're in a completely fine position. You've got a couple losses, fine, right? Just take it from a Lions fan. I've been there where you're 1-5, 0-6. Like, come on. The sky's not falling. The Seahawks are in great position because here is what you look at when you look at this schedule. Okay, took care of the teams that you're kind of supposed to take care of, but at the same time, I mean, you beat the Lions in Detroit when that crowd and that environment was insane. Panthers beat them. Giants beat them. Okay, tough one to the Bengals. Just a frustrating game. But look at this. Cardinals get back on track. Browns don't have an offense. An incredible defense, but they don't have an offense. And these games are both at home. So you win the next two. Ravens, always going to be tough. Fine. Commanders win that one. So there's 3 wins out of your next 4, right? You're in fine position. Rams, 49ers. Like, here's kind of in no coincidence, right? That you're getting into that Thanksgiving time, and that's what everyone talks about. It's an attrition thing. Who's going to be healthy? Who's going to be able to just withstand and get into the playoffs healthy, make the playoffs, the whole thing. So if you're the Seahawks, you win 3 out of your next 4. You come into these games with 3 losses, and then you gotta beat your divisional opponents at some point. Like, there's no getting around that. So if you beat the Rams, great. 49ers, you got to get one of them. That's just the bottom line. You've got to beat the 49ers one time. Cowboys right here. So you look at this 4-game stretch, and this is why everyone is so high on the Lions, just because the other teams are going to kind of beat themselves up here when it comes to the Cowboys, 49ers, Seahawks, Eagles, and you've got the Lions with just really a really manageable schedule. So to stay on pace with, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Lions, you gotta find a way to win these. And if you don't, then okay, then, right? But it's like whoever wins this division is going to be a 1 or 2 seed, and you're gonna have home playoff game because you won the division, then another home playoff game, then maybe that NFC championship game. Can you believe it? Just think this through. You'd go to Detroit where you've already won in just like the craziest environment Detroit's had in the last in forever. You already went in there and won. So it's gonna be another crazy environment, but you've shown you can go in there. So it's like, win the division, home playoff game. Let's go, because then Eagles again right down here, and then Titans. So you've got a stretch where it's going to be tough. But here's where I'm going with all of this. If I'm a Seahawks fan, I look at these next 2 games and think they just got to have them. I absolutely got to have them, because if we don't, then I don't want to say season's over. I mean, it's a long season. There's a lot more things that can happen, but these next 2 games, when you look ahead of the schedule, you absolutely have to have them. Now, let's go back into Cody Thompson here a little bit. Remember, Cody Thompson opened the season on the 53-man roster, but then he was waived 3 games in to make room. And remember, he's an undrafted free agent out of Michigan State. His father, Sheldon White, former defensive back, who is currently director of pro scouting at the Steelers. So he was at the Steelers, he was back and forth, bounced around, but this is just a veteran-ish guy that you can just count on, playmaker, knows the system, been in it, easy signing for the Seahawks. I love it. But here's the big takeaway from this video. The Seahawks have a schedule these next 2 weeks that are must wins. And then it's like, let's find out. Let's find out what we are. I think we're good. I don't know. I think we got a good defense. I think Gino can do this. Let's find out.